My name is Richard J. from University of Education, Winneba. I am presenting on the topic ultra-processed foods and risks of obesity, a bibliometric analysis. The emergence of a global industrialized food system has derailed conventional dietary patterns based on minimally processed or fresh foods in favor of convenience, ready-to-eat, or ultra-processed foods. The increase in consumption remains a significant driver of the global obesity epidemic. Though existing studies have demonstrated the association between the risks of obesity and higher consumption of ultra-processed food, there is a lack of understanding of its influence and the justification of the methods and approaches. Thus, a significant reproducibility crisis exists among over half of the 1,500 global researchers who sampled the crisis. Though lots of studies on ultra-processed food and health outcomes, including obesity, the crisis still festers, yet no bibliometric analysis of the association between ultra-processed foods and obesity health outcomes exists. We therefore aim to provide greater knowledge about the global trends and distribution of the association between ultra-processed food and the risks of obesity by various authors and institutions. We also tend to expand knowledge on what is it about obesity ultra-processed food linkage to reveal how present studies on ultra-processed food connect to previous research. And finally, we also seek to answer the question how research in the field of ultra-processed food and the risks of obesity has evolved over the years from 2013 to 2022. So by method, we employed a bibliometric method in scoping through published journal articles from Web of Science on the risks of ultra-processed food on obesity through steps consistent with existing literature. So to minimize the potential of missing out on data, we use Bibliometrics R package software to analyze the data from the Web of Science. Research by Olayemi and et al. Suggests that many articles are captured with higher records than citations using the Web of Science database. Hence, all the relevant and available data to undertake this study successfully were carefully retrieved from Web of Science and analyzed. So this is the result that we have. If you look at figure 1, showing the author collaboration network, it elaborates the collaborative network towards ultra-processed food and weight gain. There is a direct correlation between the size of the ball and the scope of the collaborative work seen in this illustration. Wang, the second most impactful author on the topic, had the most extensive network beyond his or her research institution with 11 contacts in total. The next 3, Lin, Yen, and Pakmo, all form a loop of research network within the same institution, making up the top 3 most collaborated researchers. Figure 2, showing the authors' corresponding countries. The top 3 countries leading this field of research are the United States of America with over 250 papers, China with 100 papers, and over 75 papers in Italy. It is worth emphasizing that most of the associated authors based in the United States of America, China, Italy, and the United Kingdom institutions have a network with foreign-based institutions. Single country publications were very high in Japan, Turkey, Israel, and Korea, totaling roughly over 95% of the total papers published by corresponding authors living in these countries. Fig 3 shows the word cloud, otherwise known as the author's keywords. There is a direct correlation between the size of the font and the frequency of the keywords. Authors employ specialized terminologies known as keywords to indicate the scope of their study. Publication frequency of essential terms is a good indicator of the term's significance in the subject of study. So Fig 3 elaborates that obesity, physical activity, diet, and children are the most often used terms, with obesity having the largest font and physical activity having the fourth largest font. Fig 4 shows the co-citation networking. There is a direct correlation between the size of the ball and the scope of the co-citation. Fig 4 is a clustering similarity measure that helps measure the frequency by which two or more documents cite a document. The author, Viedibom, remains the most co-cited article, followed by Moreno and Monsivas and Zhang. As a form of discussion, we will say that a positive thing that we could observe from the current study is the increased authors' interest, productivity, and impact. From the results, the USA is the leading country with the highest productivity in trying to understand the association between ultra-processed food and obesity, followed by China and Italy. This implies that these countries have researchers and funds to support research on obesity research. The repeated use of keywords like obesity and fast foods and the conceptual nature of this research throws more light on the importance of ultra-processed foods and obesity. Despite the active research and progress in ultra-processed food and obesity, regional and country variations still prevail. The low observed productivity from Africa calls for increased funding and/or researcher collaboration to promote research into ultra-processed foods and obesity. Enhanced research into the determinants of diabetes and the interconnectedness of these factors like ultra-processed food consumption will help reduce the incidence of obesity, reduce morbidity and mortality, as well as the economic and work productivity losses attributed to this global health issue. In conclusion, this study carefully presents descriptive statistics, authors' production over the years, relevant authors, author collaboration network, author corresponding countries, co-citation network, conceptual structure map, country collaboration network, institutions collaborating network, relevant affiliations, and trend topics of ultra-processed foods and obesity through scientific mapping for 9 years. These results show the development of ultra-processed foods and obesity research with different indicators and quality and quantity. Thank you. The limitations of the study, though the study provides many insights as far as the association between ultra-processed food and obesity is concerned, it is not without limitations. Some studies use more stringent definitions that exclude minimally processed foods, while others include foods that may be considered minimally processed, such as canned fruits and vegetables. Although a high consumption of ultra-processed food is one of the risk factors for obesity, it is not the only factor. It should be considered in the context of an individual's overall dietary and lifestyle habits to arrive at an accurate diagnosis. These are the references. Thank you very much.